them ladies nice. I get to work in a nursery, Rosa Sharon said. They told me I could find out all about how to do for the babies, and then I'll know. Ma nodded in wonder. Wouldn't it be nice to know the men folks all got work? She asked. And then a working and a little money be coming in? Question mark. Her eyes wandered into space. Them a-working and us a-working here, and all them nice people. First thing, we all get a little ahead and get us a little stove, a nice one. They don't cost much, and then we get a tent, big enough and maybe second-hand springs for the beds. Ooh, some springs. That's nice. And we used to get this here tent just to eat under. And Saturday night, we'll go out to the dancing. They say you can invite folks if you want. I wish we could have some friends to invite. Maybe the men will know somebody to invite. Rosa Sharon peered down the road. That lady that says I'm to lose the baby? She began. Page 336. Now you stop that. Ma wandered off. Rosa Sharon said softly. I seen her. She's a-coming here, I think. Yeah, here she comes, Ma. Don't let her. Ma turned and looked at the approaching figure. Howdy, the woman said. I'm Miss Chandler. Lisbeth is Chandler. I see your girl this morning. How do you do? Said Ma. Are you happy in the Lord? Question mark. Pretty happy, said Ma. Are you saved? Question mark. Who is this woman? I know who she is, but who does she think she is coming to talking up like this to us? I've been saved. Ma's face was closed and waiting. Well, I'm glad, Lisbeth said. Not Elizabeth, Lisbeth. Whatever, bitch. The sinners are awfully strong around here. You come to an awful place. There's wickedness all around. Wicked people, wicked going on in the Lamb's blood. Christ, yeah, you can hardly stand. There's sins all around us. Ma colored a little and shut her mouth tightly. Seems to me there's nice people here, she said shortly. I did that pretty good. Miss Chandler's eyes stared. Nice, she cried. You think there's nice when they're dancing and hugging? I tell you, your eternal soul ain't got a chance in this here camp. Went out to this here mean old winds patch last night. Well, no, the preacher says? He says there's wickedness in this camp. He says the poor's been trying to be rich. He says they're dancing and hugging and they should be all wailing and moaning in sin. That's what he says. Everybody that ain't here's a black sinner. This one got some words. He says, I tell you, it's made a person feel pretty good to hear him, and who knows we're safe. We ain't dancing, though. Ma's face was red. She stood up slowly and faced Miss Sandry. Get, she said, get out of here before I go and get a sinner and tell him where to go. Go and get a wailing and a moaning. Ooh, I'll just lay the pipe down on that woman. Miss Sandry's mouth dropped open. She stepped back, and then she became fierce. I thought you was Christians. So we are, Ma says. No, you ain't. You're hell-burning sinners, all of you. And I'll mention it in the meaning, too. I can see your blackened soul a-burning. I can see the innocent child in that girl's belly a-burning. A low wailing cry escaped from Rosa Sharon's lips. Oh, fuck this woman. Oh, hell no. Somebody slapped this bitch and put her in her place. Ma stooped down and picked up a stick of wood. I said, get, she said coldly. Don't you never come back. I've seen your kind before. You take the little pleasures, wouldn't you? Ma's advanced on Miss Sandry. For a moment, the woman backed away, then suddenly she threw back her hand and howled. Her eyes rolled up, her shoulders and arms flailed loosely on her side, and then a string of thick dropping of saliva ran from the corner of her mouth. She howled again and again. Low, deep animal howls. Men and women ran up from the other tents and they stood near, frightened and quiet. Slowly the woman sank to her knees and the house sank into a shuddering, bubbling moan. She fell sideways on her arms and legs twitching, the wide eyeballs slowly under the open eyelids. A man said softly, The spirit! She's got the spirit! Ma stood looking down at the twitching form. I think she's having a seizure. I think this... Nah, she ain't possessed. This chick is 100% spazzing out because she just got, like, checked by Ma. Probably put her in a little bit of shock. Well, that shock probably threw her ass into a seizure or she's faking. A man said softly, "The spirit, she's got the spirit." Ma looked down at the twitching form. The little manager strolled up casually. "Trouble? Question mark?" he asked. The crowd parted to let him through. He looked down at the woman. "Too bad," he said. "Will some of you help get her back to her tent? Question mark. The silent people shuffled their feet. Two men bent over and lifted the woman. One held her under the arms and the other took her feet. They carried her away and the people moved slowly after them. Rosa Sharon went under the tarpaulin and laid down and covered her face with a blanket. The manager looked at Ma, looked down at the stick in her hand. He smiled tiringly. "Did you clutter?" he asked. It's so weird. This dude is so weird. Ma continued to stare after the retreating people. She shook her head slowly. "No, but I would've. Twice today I worked my girl up. Twice today she worked my girl up. That she did. That one. She worked out Rosa Sharon pretty badly. Screw that woman." The manager said, "Try not to hit her. She isn't well. She just isn't well." And he added softly, "I'd wish she'd go away. And all her family. She brings more trouble on the camp than all the rest together." Ma got herself in hand again. "If she comes back, I might hit her. I ain't sure I won't let her worry my girl no more." "Don't worry about it, Mrs. Joel," he said. "You won't ever see her again. She works over the newcomers. She won't ever come back. She thinks you're a sinner." "Well, I am." "Well, I am," said Ma. Page 338. I need a little bit of water. Continue. That was nice. Hydration check. Never go wrong without it. I'm gonna clear this bowl and then pack another right fast. I did say right fast, so I'm gonna Speedy Gonzalez this. I'm gonna hit that Wile E. Coyote and fall off that edge, leave my shadow. You already know how it goes. I still don't trust that manager. That woman may be crazy, but I don't think she's stupid. I think, I think she's paranoid, but I think she got the right idea of being a little paranoid around here. It's one of those sad moments where you're like new to the place and you watch the crazy person that already knows what's going on around here be the one to lose it first, and then that person has to get kicked out, but you're like, they knew more than you, so they know something's truly up even before you got there. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, 338 right on the top. Sure, everybody is, but not the way she means. She isn't well, Mrs. Joel. Ma looked at him gratefully, and she said, "You heard that, Rosa Sharon? She ain't well. She's crazy." But the girl did not raise her head. Ma said, "I'm warning you, mister. If she comes back and ain't to be trusted, I'll hit her right over the head. He smiled wearily. I know how you feel, he said, but just try not to. That's all I ask. Just try not to. He walked away slowly towards the tent where Miss Sandry has been carried. Ma went into the tent and sat down beside Rosa Sharon. Look up, she said. That girl laid still. Wait, hold on. Rosa Sharon. Look up, she said. The girl laid still. Ma gently lifted the blanket from her daughter's face. Oh. That woman's kind of crazy, Ma said. Don't you believe none of them things she said? Rosa Sharon whispered in terror. When she said about the burden, I felt the burden, Ma. That ain't true, said Ma. I'm tired out, the girl whispered. I'm tired of things happening. I want to sleep. Well, you sleep then. This here's a nice place. You can't sleep. But she might come back. She won't. She won't, said Ma. I'm gonna sit right outside and I'm gonna let her come back. You rest up now, because you got to get to work in the nursery pretty soon. Ma struggled to her feet and went to sit in the entrance to the tent. Man, if Connie would have just fucking waited. Oh well. Ma struggled to her feet and went to sit at the entrance to the tent. She sat on a box and put her elbows on her knees and her chin in her cupped hands. She saw the movements in the camp, heard the voices of the children, the hammering of the iron rim, but her eyes were staring ahead of her. Paul came coming back along the road, found her there, and he squatted near her. She looked slowly over to him. Get work? ? She asked. No, he said, ashamed. We looked. Where's Al and John in the truck? ? Al's fixing something. Had to borrow some tools. Phyllis says Al's got a fixer there, though. Ma said sadly, this here's a nice place. We could be happy here a while. If we could get some work. Yeah, if you could get some work. He felt her sadness and studied her face. What you moping about, ? If this seems like a nice place, why have you got to moping? ? She gazed at him, and she closed her eyes slowly. Funny, ain't it? All the time we was moving and shoving, I never thought none. And now this here folks been nice to me, been awfully nice. And what's the first thing I do? ? I go right back over the sad things. That night Grandpa died and we buried him. I was all full up of the road. I was all full up on the road and bumping and moving, and it wasn't so bad. And I came out here and it's worse now. And Grandma and Noah walking away like that? Walking away just down the river? Them things was part of all. And now they just come all flocking back. Because she's like having time. Now they're chilling. Now she actually has time to process all that really messed up shit. Let's not fucking sugarcoat. That's fucked up. That she has to go through that. No one should have to go see their family be put through this. And like, yeah, Ma's finally at a place of like where she could process that sadness. Hey, you know, that's a good thing, Ma. Is if you're still stuck out there and worrying and not thinking about this, it's best to get it when you can. And Noah walking away down the river, he just don't know what's there. He just don't know. And we don't know. And we ain't never gonna know if he's alive or dead. Never gonna know. And Connie's sneaking away. I didn't give him brain room before, but now they're flocking about. And I ought to be glad because we're in a nice place. Pa watched her mouth while she talked. Her eyes were closed. I can remember how the mountains was, sharp as old teeth beside the river where Noah walked. I can remember how the stubbles was on the ground where Grandpa lied. can remember the chopping blocks back home where a feather caught on it, all crisscrossed with cuts and a black with chicken blood. Damn, Mom. Okay. Paul's voice took on her tone. I seen the ducks today, he said. Wetter than south, high up. Seems like they were awfully dinky. And I seen the blackbirds sitting on the wires and the doves was on the fences. Ma opened her eyes and looked at him. He went on. I seen a little whirlwind like a man is spinning around a field and the ducks driving on down, wedging on down onto the westward. Ma smiled. Remember? ? She said. Remember when we always said at home, winter is a-coming early? We said, when the ducks flew, always said that, and winter comes when I was ready to come. But we always said, she's a-coming early. I wonder what we meant. We seen the blackbirds on the wires, said Paul, sitting so close together, and the doves. Nothing sat so still as a dove. They're on the fence wires, maybe two, side by side, and then little whirlwinds, big as a page 340. Big as a man and dancing off across the field. Always did like the little fella, big as a man. Wish I wouldn't think about how it was at home, said Ma. And our home ain't no more. Wish I could forget about it. And Noah, he wasn't even right. I mean, well, it was my fault. I told you never could say that when it's lived at all, baby. But I should have known more. Now stop, said Ma. No, it was strange. Maybe I'll have a nice time by the river. Maybe it's better so. We couldn't do no worrying. This here's a nice place. And maybe you'll get to work right off. Paul pointed to the sky. Look, more ducks. Big bunch and Ma, winter's a-coming early. She chuckled. There's things you're doing and you don't know why. Here's John, said Paul. Come on, sit, John. Uncle John joined them. He squatted down in front of Ma. We ain't getting nowheres, he said. Just running around. Says Al wants to see you. Says he got to get a tire. Only one layer of cloth left, he says. Paul stood up. Hope we can get her cheap. Ain't got much left in her. Where is Al? ? Down there. To the next cross street and turn right. Says they're gonna blow out a spoiler tub if we ain't get a new one. Paul strode away, and his eyes followed the giant V of ducks down the sky. That's pretty cool, the ducks making a V in the sky. They depicted that. Okay, we got about 4 minutes, something seconds. Uncle John picked a stone from the ground and dropped it from his palm and picked it up again. He did not look at Ma. There ain't no work, he said. He didn't look all over, said Ma. No, but there's signs out. Well, Tommy must have got work. He ain't been back all day, Uncle John suggested. Maybe he went away, like Connie, like Noah. Ma glanced sharply at him, and then her eyes softened. There's things you know, said Ma. There's stuff you're sure of. Tom's got work. Okay, hold up. Like, Mom's talking right now. There's things you know, she said. There's stuff you're sure of. Tom's got work, and he'll come in this evening. That's true. She smiled in satisfaction. Ain't he a fine boy? She said. Ain't he a good boy? The cars in the truck began to come into camp, and the man trooped on towards the sanitary unit, and each man carried clean overalls and shirts in their hand. Ma pulled herself together. John, you go and find Paul. Get to the store. I want beans and sugar and a piece of fried meat and carrots, and tell Paul to get something nice. Anything but nice. For tonight we'll have something super nice. What What did Maul see? The cars and trucks began to come into the camp, and the men trooped on by the sanitary units, and each man carried clean overalls and shirts in their hand. Ma pulled herself together. John, you go find Paul. Get to the store, and I want beans and sugar and a piece of fried meat and carrots, and tell Paul to get something nice. Anything but nice. For tonight we'll have something super nice. Hello, Ma. Chapter 23, page 342. We're gonna smoke a little bit right fast. Gang. I'm just playing. I'm not part of a gang, but the term gang is just my way of like camaraderie. Chapter 23, page 342. The immigrant people. Oh, God. Alright, y'all. You know how this goes. For as much as we can, we shall speed against all this chapter, because it is not the jewels. The immigrant people, scuttering for work, scrambling to live, looking always for pleasure, dug for pleasure, manufactured pleasure, and they were hungry for amusement, sometimes amusement laid in speech, and they climbed up their lives with jokes, and they came about in the camps, along the roads, and the ditch banks beside the streams, under the sycamores, and the storyteller grew in being so that the people gathered in the low firelight to hear the gifted ones, and they listened while the tales were told, and the I should know this word. Perspiration made the stories great. I was a recruit against the Geronimo, and the people listened, their quiet eyes reflected the dying fire. Them Indians just cute, sly as snakes, and quiet when they wanted. Could go through dry leaves and make no rustle. Try to do that sometimes, and the people listened, remember the crash of dry leaves under their feet. Come the change of seasons and the clouds under. Wrong time, Ever heard of the army doing anything right? ? Give the army 10 chances, and they'll stumble along. Took 3 regiments to kill 100 braves, always. And the people listened. Their faces grew quiet with listening. The storyteller gathered attention in their tales, spoken great rhymes, spoken great words because the tales were great, and the listeners became great because of them. It was a brave on a rigid against the sun, knowing he stood out, spreading his arms and stood, naked as morning and against the sun. Maybe he was crazy, I don't know, stood there, arms spread out, like a cross he looked, 400 yards, and the men went, well, they raised their sights and they felt the wind of their fingers, and then they just laid there and couldn't shoot. Alright, at page 343, straight at the top. Glad we can make it so far. Sad to see that we have to spend any amount of time away from the jewels, but I guess we're, setting up. These stories do set things up for foretelling, so I will see y'all next time.